Yo, what's good guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be speaking about the Premier League Game Week 20 matches, and we got some very good matches and quality ones, so let's get straight into them. And we got Tottenham versus Newcastle. This is gonna be a top game, so let's get started with Tottenham. They have been not too good, sitting in 11th place. That is actually pretty disappointing, honestly, because I have never seen them in that position in a long time. Now Angie needs to adjust his tactics. He needs to also get some defenders in January, because they are playing Archie Gray at the back, who's like a midfielder. That is not a good decision. Onto Newcastle. They have been very impressive this season, currently in some very good form. Last game they played Manchester United and they dominated and won that game 2-0. Isak continues to score as well. He is just one of the best strikers in the world right now. He said if they get top 4, then he is staying. If not, he's gonna leave, and they could definitely push for European football for next season. Now my prediction is gonna be a 3-1 win for Newcastle. Moving on to Bournemouth versus Everton. This should be a very interesting game. Let's start with Bournemouth. They have been quite impressive this season. They are sat in 7th place right now in the Premier League, playing some very nice football. Kirkish, the left back, has been great. He is apparently linked to Liverpool, and they beat some top teams this season like Arsenal, Man City and Tottenham. Onto Everton. Everton have been doing not too bad. They've been getting loads of draws though, and in their last game they played Forest and they lost 2-0. Sean Dyche and Everton defend in the low block. It probably just suits them better, and their attacking game needs to get a lot better, because I think they're lacking a lot in terms of goals. Now Pickford has been very key for them. He's been making some huge saves, which saves them in some games. Now my prediction is going to be a 2-0 win for Bournemouth. Now Aston Villa versus Leicester. This should be a tight game, so let's get started with Aston Villa. They have been alright this season. Recent form has dropped in their past 2 games. Their form overall has not been good as well in the past few weeks, and Duran is going to be out for this game as he got a red card in the last match. And Morgan Rogers has been very good. He's a top youngster in the Premier League right now. Onto Leicester. They're doing not too good this season. Their form recently has been actually shocking as well, conceding a lot of goals in most matches. They lost 2-0 to City last game, and in my opinion Leicester should have got some goals in that match, but they're playing some good football. They just need to translate that into some results. Now my prediction is going to be a 2-1 win for Aston Villa. Moving on to Crystal Palace versus Chelsea. This should be a very interesting game, so let's get started. Crystal Palace. They've been not too bad this season, but not too good as well. Recently they have stepped up their performances. Last game they played Southampton and they won 2-1, and Eze is finally back on the score sheet for Palace. I feel like their form will get better and better game by game, and let's see if they could turn it around and finish maybe mid-table. That would be a crazy turnaround. Now on to Chelsea. They have been quite good this season. Their form recently has not been the best. They have lost back-to-back games against Ipswich and Fulham. I believe against Fulham they lost 2-1 and against Ipswich 2-0. Those results I absolutely did not see coming, and a player who is linked for a move outside of the club is Nkunku. He is rumored to be leaving Chelsea this January as well, so I wonder where he would go. Now my prediction is going to be a 2-0 win for Chelsea. Moving on to Southampton versus Brentford. This should be a decent game, so let's get started with Southampton. They have not been too good this season, playing a little better under the new manager, and last game they lost 2-1 to Crystal Palace. I think Onauchu is a player that is quite solid. I I rate him honestly, and seems like a promising player. Now on to Brentford. They have been pretty underrated this season, doing decent form wise, I would say, and their past few games have been quite tough. In their last game, they actually played Arsenal on the day I'm recording this, which is today, and they lost 3-1 to Arsenal. Played quite well in the first half, but the second half Arsenal did do better. And Buemo once again scored today, and both him and Wissa have been very solid for Brentford this season, and my prediction is going to be a 3-1 win for Brentford. Moving on to Man City versus West Ham. This should be a very interesting one. So let's get started with Man City. They're struggling a bit this season, if we're being honest, and it's quite surprising, honestly, seeing a top team like that just drop drastically in form, and with Rodri out, I think it might have played a part in their form. It's crazy though, they have 2 wins in 13 matches, I believe, and last game they won 2-0 against Leicester, which is a good start for them, so hopefully they could continue that good form. Now on to West Ham. They have not been the best this season. Their form in recent matches has been getting better. Last game they played Liverpool, and well, they got slapped 5-0, and Bowen is actually their most important player, but he did get injured, and yeah, he's gonna be out for 2 months, which is a big blow, and they need a striker after Antonio's situation. Thankfully he is okay, and my prediction is gonna be a 2-1 win for Man City. Now Brighton versus Arsenal. This game should be a very good one, so let's get started with Brighton. They have been a bit underwhelming this season. Their form has been alright recently, and a key player for them is Joao Pedro. He's wanted by many clubs. Baleba has emerged as a great talent in the midfield as well, but last game Brighton, they drew 2-2 against Aston Villa. Now on to Arsenal. They've been pretty good this season. Their form recently has been a lot better. They started the season a bit rough, but they stepped it up recently, and we lost Saka to an injury, which will be a huge blow, and a lot of creativity from him will be missed. But in today's game against Brentford, Nwaneri played in the right wing spot, and man, I think he just secured that spot until Saka comes back, because he was absolutely incredible, making passes, just running at defenders. He was just like another Saka kind of on that wing. Now hopefully Arteta can figure something out without Saka. Now my prediction is going to be a 2-0 win for Arsenal. Moving on to Fulham versus Ipswich. This game should be quite tight, so let's get started with Fulham. They have been doing well, I can't lie. Their form recently has been quite good as well. Last game they played Bournemouth and they drew 2-2, and before that they won 2-1 against Chelsea, which was huge. And on to Ipswich. They have been doing not too good this season. Their form has not been the best as well, but they got a massive 2-0 win against Chelsea, and Liam Delap is a serious player, so special. Great physically, driving the ball forward, he's very good, just a great ball carrier as well for a striker. Now Omari Hutchinson as well, he's very good technically, and he scored against Chelsea, I believe, as well. That result could actually turn things around for Ipswich. They could get some confidence coming into this game, but I think Fulham will win this game 2-1. Now for the biggest game this week, Liverpool versus Manchester United. This is going to be massive. So let's get started with Liverpool. They are doing incredibly well. They're top of the league in the Premier League and the Champions League, playing some incredible football. The whole team is playing very, very well. Every individual, I think, except for Robertson, he has not been the best, but Yakpo is in some very good form. I believe he has like 7 goals in 8 matches, and Salah now has 17 goals and 13 assists in 18 matches. That is crazy. This guy is hands down the best player in the world right now. On to Man United. They are in a very tough situation right now. They've been losing a lot of games recently, and the team really struggled in their last game. They got outplayed by Newcastle. They lost that game 2-0, and Casemiro and Eriksen were the double pivot in that game. And my word, why are you starting Casemiro and Eriksen in that midfield against Tonali, Joe Linton, and Bruno Guimaraes. They just got ran through in that midfield. It would be crazy if Ruben Amorim somehow gets sacked if he manages to keep this going. Now, my prediction is going to be a 5-0 win for Liverpool. Now, the last game we have is Wolves versus Nottingham Forest. This is going to be such a good game, so let's get started with Wolves. They have been doing not the best. Their form has been on the up recently, honestly. Ever since they appointed Vitor Pereira as their new manager, their form has been a lot better, and Cunha is a man that is balling. He'll miss this game as he is suspended, I believe, for 2 games. It's going to be a tough one for Wolves because Nottingham Forest are a top team right now in the Premier League, very underrated team. They are absolutely flying this season. They are in some very good form recently. They played Everton last game and they won 2-0. Chris Wood has been bagging goals this season as well, and they have the 3rd best defense in the league right now, and they're seriously cooking. I believe they're in 2nd or 3rd place right now at the time I'm recording this. Now, my prediction is going to be a 3-1 win for Nottingham Forest. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. Don't forget to drop a like, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.